What's going on, everybody? It's Physical Friday, and we have Jenny Resmondo from South Alabama Physiotherapy back with us today to talk about things that you can do to avoid back pain or to remove it entirely from your life. So if you'd like to follow Jenny, it's South_Alabama_physiotherapy on Instagram. And here we go with another good conversation with Jenny Resmondo. What do you coach your people on with hydration?
So, everybody has heard that we need 8 glasses of water a day. That's just a good rule of thumb. It's not, I don't think there's anything scientific about specifically 8 glasses of water a day, but we need to stay hydrated. I encourage people to have at least half their body weight in ounces of water a day. And if not, I want them to try to get more than that if possible, especially if you're outside in the elements with you guys who are out fishing, you're sweating and you're losing and depleting that often. So you've got to replenish that because our bodies are really, they thrive on water.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't have it, then all of our systems start to shut down.
Right. I know people that I've had some clients that don't drink anything all day long. I just don't understand how they do it. I really don't. But hydration is super important. And what I've been learning about hydration in the last, several months is really that drinking water is super important. Obviously, that's
Right.
what you need, but you have to have the electrolyte balance and the
Mm-hmm.
electrolytes to actually open the cells and allow the water to go in there. There's something called
Right.
hyponatremia where you drink too much water without electrolytes, and it can
Right.
cause all kinds of problems. So I've really been paying a lot closer attention to sodium, magnesium, potassium, particularly. What do you tell people about electrolytes, and how do you want people to get them?
I do talk to them about electrolytes. There's so many different options out there for electrolytes replacement or supplements. I usually just recommend to go based on their taste because a lot of them have weird tastes that people don't like.
Yes, they do.
It's just if it doesn't taste good, they're not going to drink it, right?
Right.
Um, a lot of the people that I have dealt with in the past have had some kind of cardiac issue. So I am very careful recommending certain electrolytes because I don't want to throw off their potassium levels and send them into some kind of cardiac dysfunction.
Mm-hmm.
So for those people, I tend to recommend going back to their physicians to find out what their dosage should be. But there's food you could have that has more potassium in it, and you could always add salt, table salt. Sports drinks, they're available and they're easy to do. Another one that people sometimes enjoy is the coconut water. It's got the sugar that's in it already that's going to help the sodium absorption. So it just depends on what your preference is. So long as you find something that you like, you're going to be more willing to do it. So that's usually my recommendation is try a variety and figure out the one that you like the best.
Yeah. And so are you suggesting to your clients that just half your body weight in ounces of water is enough, or are there other indicators of dehydration that you look for?
So there are definitely other indications. You want to look at the color of your urine. If your pee is dark in color or has an odor, you're not hydrated enough. So that's something that everybody could do when they go to the bathroom, and it's just a quick little check. The other thing is something that's called skin turgor. So your doctor may have checked this, or you may have seen them at some point, and I'm going to raise my hand up into camera. So a quick way to check that is to pinch your skin on the top of your hand, and it should bounce right back.
Mm-hmm.
But if it stays there or lingers, that lets you know that you're a little bit dehydrated also.
Okay.
So yeah, you're fine. Yours goes right back down. I on the other hand, mine went kind of slowly. So I might need to drink some more water.
Yeah.
So that's something easy. Thirst. A lot of people don't realize that they're thirsty. So just trying to pay attention to the thirst. You don't want to have thirst because once you already feel that you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated.
Mm.
So that's just another way.
Yeah. I experienced something, and I've seen it with a lot of my customers that will fish for a week, is it's like it's a it's a cumulative. I don't. This is not a medical term by any stretch of the imagination, but
Sure.
it's a cumulative dehydration. Like on day one, they're drinking some
You're fine.
water, but they're getting
Hmm.
a little bit behind. And on day two, they're drinking water and they're paying attention to it. Maybe they went out on day one in the evening and had some beers or whatever,
Right.
which will do it more. There's coffee in the morning. Then they're
Hmm.
trying to drink water on the boat, but they're not getting enough. And then maybe another night out, and then more, fishing, and it's super hot, and it's just kind of like you just watch them over the week just get less and less and less and less energy. And
Yeah.
it's I mean, sometimes it can be the late nights, but a lot of
Yeah.
times there are people that aren't spending the late nights out there, and they're just basically getting behind in their dehydration every day, or behind in their hydration every day, and they're
Every
just
day.
becoming a little bit more dehydrated. So by the fourth or fifth day, they're depleted of all their energy and can hardly
Mhm.
stand up there for more than 15 or 20 minutes before they want to sit back down. It's like,
Oh,
man, you
wow.
got to drink some water, man. And for me as a fishing guide, I used to have a gallon jug in the boat, and I would just make sure that by the time the charter was over, I would try to drink that whole thing. So if
Mm.
there was a little bit left and I'm sitting at the dock getting ready to put the boat on the trailer, I'm gonna
You're
drink
chugging
all
it.
that
Yeah.
before I get the boat on the trailer. And when I started doing that, it made a huge difference in my energy level
Hmm.
over not just that particular day. I might not have even noticed it so much on that particular day, but it was that I could do more days in a row, and I could do, you know, uh,
Hmm.
over the course of time, I had more energy and more.
Right.
I more vibrant. I was better at everything, you know.
I was reading something that said that you should have, for every 15 minutes that you're out in the sun, you should have 6 to 12 ounces of water.
Hmm. For every
Could you
15
imagine?
minutes.
Yeah, I can't imagine having that. But I mean, if you look at some of the people that go out on the boat, I know a lot of people that I've been around will open up a beer,
Yeah.
and they're drinking beer all day. And at the rate that they're drinking it, they've probably drank that much,
Yeah.
you
Well, let's
know?
figure that out. If
And I'm
you're if
thinking that's crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, there's some fishermen that can drink a lot of beer. That's for sure.
I've seen them.
Especially if it's like natural light or something that
I
doesn't
was
have a
like,
lot of
I
alcohol in it.
can't imagine drinking that much and not having the water to hydrate.
So, if I were to put you on the spot and say, what are three things that we can do to live pain free, especially as it comes to the back, what would you say?
I would say you need to hydrate your body. You need to move and have flexibility, and then you need to do core strengthening.
Nice. And then if somebody is experiencing the back pain, what's your recommendation there?
Call me. No, I'm joking. The recommendations, if they're having low back pain, you got to figure out what the culprit is. What is it? Is it the mobility? Is it the strength? Is it that they're sitting all day? Figure out what the underlying factor is. And if you can't figure that out on your own, go find somebody who could help you. There are plenty of good, qualified professionals out there, whether it's a physical therapist, a chiropractor, an osteopractor, that can get out there and help them figure out what they need to do.
Awesome. And then once you figure it out, how do you stay on that path of pain free? What you said before: hydrate and move, and what was the third? Yeah,
Consistency.
yeah.
Consistency. You've got to stay moving. And as soon as you think that you're good enough, keep going.
Isn't that true? Use it or lose it. Yeah, it is kind of a constant work, like
Yeah.
to maintain your health as it comes to your back health. And man, I'll tell you what,
Right.
I wouldn't wish it on anybody. People that haven't had back pain, man, good for you. That's awesome. But when you do have it, it affects basically everything in your life. It's not fun.
Everything. It affects everything and puts so much strain on your relationships. So, I mean, take care of your body so that you could have the fullness of happiness within your personal self and your relationships.
Got it. I like it. So if somebody is in South Alabama and they want to contact you, how would they do that?
The easiest way to find me is go to succeedwithpt.com.
Succeedwithpt.com.
It's got succeedwithpt.com.
Okay. All right, great. Well, I appreciate you coming on today and sharing your knowledge of this. I mean, it's a very common thing. Lots of people with back problems, and certainly lots of anglers. It's interesting that you got the fishing thing in there.
I know. Like I said, I can't believe it took me so long to realize that those two go hand in hand, especially with my life. And so I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do now.
Nice. I like it.
It's pretty awesome.
Good. Well, I wish you all the best with it. And again, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
All right. See ya.
Bye.